In order to be compliant with COPPA, I'm informing you that this video has been created with general audiences in mind and is in no way targeted specifically towards children. By proceeding, you are agreeing that you are within YouTube's terms of service and older than the FTC's definition of a child, which means you are 13 years of age or older, and that my intention is now abundantly clear up front that kids are not my intended audience. Thank you for your patience through this short disclaimer, and I hope you enjoy the video. How's it going, YouTube lovers? This is PixelEagle138, aka the Eagle Builder Anime, and welcome back to another episode of Eagle Game, where today I am back for a Snapshot review here in Minecraft. This is Snapshot 20W6A, because this is for 1.16, the Nether update. I've been so excited about this Snapshot showing up ever since they announced this at Minecon. The Nether kind of got a minor update in the Frostburn update, which was 1.10, but it really didn't add too much. That was mainly just the magma blocks, I think, were the main thing that were added to the Nether at the time. But this time was, as you can tell, is a massive overhaul of the Nether. There's so many new blocks, there's actual biomes, there's Netherite. I'm saving that for last because it is the most exciting thing in here. If you were excited for 1.16 and the Nether update, be sure to drop a like and leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite feature in this snapshot is, and any suggestions you think that Mojang should do to tweak or add or whatever. Any ideas you have about the update and the snapshots as we go through the development phase, let me know in the comments below, but I want to jump right into this review. First, we're going to start with something kind of small. It relates to one of the biomes in particular, but I think they're so cool they warrant their own segment, and that right here, Soulfire, Torch, and Lantern. So first let me just explain the Soulfire itself. As you can see here, we have blue fire. Cause the Nether now has like a red and blue kind of look to it, and the blue fire is a new thing, so you can stand it here and... Oh, I don't want to go into... You know what? Before I go into survival to show you anything, let me put it on peaceful. So this fire, it still does burn you, as you can see. Unfortunately, you're still orange when you light on fire. I think a lot of other players are hoping that this will change, and they'll have it so that if you get ignited by Soulfire, it'll be blue. If you get ignited by regular fire, it's still orange. I'm sure that's a little bit tricky the way that the game was set up originally, as this is just, if fire is on here, set it to true. But I hope they do that, because it just looks a bit weird when you stand there and you see orange flashing on your screen. It's a bit off. Okay, let's go ahead and put it back into easy mode. Mobs are spawning a lot. I think they need to turn mob spawn rates down just a little bit. Mobs spawn way too much, especially ghast. But anyway, that was the Soulfire, and that's related to two new lighting blocks, the Soulfire Torch and the Soulfire Lanterns. So let's go ahead and grab these. You can craft both of these items. So you know how we make a regular torch? We take sticks and coal, and that gives us 4 torches. But now, if we use a new block called Soul Soil, and we put that right underneath, see, it turns blue. It is now crafting Soulfire torches. I just made 4 stacks. So anyway, because as you can see, they are basically blue torches. They don't have a special effect warding off a particular mob or anything. That would actually be really cool if Soulfire torches were able to keep Nether mobs from spawning, because I know that lighting up really doesn't keep pigmen from spawning in your base. That would be cool if the Soulfire torches and lanterns were able to prevent them from doing that. Because currently, Soulfire torches are all... Nah, I'm not going in. I was thinking I can go into survival real fast so I can actually place them down, but I'm not doing that. Now, Soulfire torches do look really cool, but they do have a drawback to them. They are slightly dimmer than regular torches, and that is also true of the Soulfire lanterns, which is basically just like a regular lantern, but, you know, blue. So I can place that there. See, it's basically the same thing, just blue this time. You can place it on the ground, just like you're able to before. It's a good place to hang this up. Let's just for looks, let's do this, and boom. Soulfire Lantern. They do look really cool. They do fit with, like I said, the red and blue kind of color design of this update. So both of these are slightly dimmer than their overworld counterparts, but they do look really cool, and I think that's the main point of them. Unless, like I said, they do have it where they keep nether mobs from spawning, because regular torches don't seem to do that. I still get pigmen spawning in my base all the time. But who knows? Hopefully this will be a particular nether mob deterrent. That would be a really cool feature for these things. But they just look cool. I think that's the main point of them, is they just look awesome. Look at this. Blue, torches, and lanterns. So anyway, now that I've got that over the way, let's keep going on with the other features. Next up is a brand new mob that was added into the game, and those are the Hoglins. So these were teased at Minecon Earth. I'm going to head over here. Boom. Hoglin. They're basically a nether...
Very nice. Thanks.
And yeah, that's pretty much all they've got to them right now. Unfortunately, they don't actually have like any proper AI right now. I think they're basically the AI of a pig. So if I go ahead though, and I can show here, you can see they don't even have like their own like hurt sounds. They're not fully coded into the game yet. They currently drop rotten flesh, but I'm pretty sure this is going to change, because it was said at Minecon Earth that the reason that they would be adding these Hoglins like this is that they're actually going to be a food source. Because they wanted to make the nether more survivable. It's still extremely hostile, but they wanted to make it so that it was easier to survive in the nether, and it'd be more interesting to do so. So currently they drop raw flesh, which you know is a terrible source of food. But the fact that, you know, they didn't drop just like, you know, raw pork chop or something makes me think that they are going to be adding a new type of meat into the game. And maybe it'll have like a food that gives you a fire resistance effect or something. That would be really cool. I'm pretty sure that's why they're currently dropping rotten flesh and not pork chops, because these will be a food source in the nether. We just gotta wait until Mojang actually implements it, because they don't really do anything right now. But they're really cool looking. So that's all I can say about the Hoglins right now until their code is implemented, so let's go on to the next feature. Next, I'm going to talk about each of the 3 biomes in the Nether update in this snapshot, and we're going to start with Soul Sand Valley, which is the one right here next to us. So as you can see, it's a lot of soul sand, and when you enter it, you get this kind of bluish haze over everything, and that's where the blue fire is. But there's also, like, bone blocks that spawn and fossils everywhere. Wait, hold on. Press F to pay your respects, everyone. But, they have a new block in here as well, and that's what we're working on right here. So next to the soul sand, this here is the soul soil. Now, as you can tell, I'm walking at normal speed on here. I'm sprinting, and as soon as I go into the soul sand, as we know, we all slow down. And if I head back over here, I'm back at walking full speed again. So this is actually pretty cool. It's the look of the kind of reminiscent and mirrors the soul sand without actually slowing you down. And of course you saw it's part of the crafting recipe for the torches and lanterns. And if I can get a flint and steel here, we can see that, of course, the blue fire, that just happens whenever you light a fire onto a soul soil block. Because you still can't light soul sand on fire because it's slightly lower than a regular block. But if you light soul soil on fire, you get blue. See, because I can do this and it's orange flame. Even though we're in this biome, it's still orange flame because it's not on the soil. Light on the soil, you get the blue flame. Now, I'm pretty sure that this burns infinitely like Netherrack, which is really cool, so you can have like a blue fireplace in your base. That would be really cool, actually. If the base of my Let's Play world wasn't wood, I would totally do that. But this is the Soul Sand Valley. It also includes, as you can see, not just these fossil formations, but these new like stalactite, stalagmite formations made out of a new block called basalt. Now, I don't think basalt currently has a crafting use or anything like that. This is what it looks like. As you can see, it's got different top, bottom, and side textures. I think this is currently all it's for, is generating like this. I wonder if there's going to be any kind of use for it in the future, or if it's just going to be generation. But we'll have to see what happens. So these are the new blocks that were added here. We got the soul soil, we have the basalt. You can light the soul soil if I get blue flame, and then just bone blocks spawn here, and it has this blue glow. Now, this is probably the most annoying of the 3 biomes that were added, just because there's so much soul sand. But the other 2 biomes are really cool, and that's what we're going to look at next. The next biome is a forest. The last 2 are both forests, and this one is the Crimson Forest. So I've gone ahead and put coordinates there, because that's actually a new command. I didn't get to talk about that before. is there is a new locate command, and that is locate biome. I've been waiting so long for them to add this, so now it's just as easily as you can locate a generated structure like a dungeon or a fortress or a temple. You can now locate a biome easily. So I can go ahead and hit locate biome, Minecraft, and then say I wanted to find the Soul Sand Valley because that one's right next to me. It'll be easy. Soul Sand Valley. And it says right there, it is 1 block away at those coordinates, 0 and 20, negative 20. So that is what I use to find the coordinates for these 2 biomes here. So let's go ahead and TP ourselves over here. So let's go ahead. It's 80, negative 424.5. Here we are. This is the Crimson Forest. As you can see, there's like these cool particles that are here. The whole atmosphere is different in this biome. But there are a ton of new blocks to talk about. And hello, Pigman. Good to see you're here. We don't have the not Hoglins. We don't have the Piglins yet. Kind of like a variation of these guys that carry crossbows. But those are going to be in a future snapshot. I'm excited to see what that's going to like because they're going to have a bartering system. But that's just not in the snapshot, so we're not going to talk about it too much. So anyway, as you can see in here, this is a place where you could actually have Hoglins spawning. So this is like a biome where they naturally spawn. And so it's kind of like a forest in the overworld, but of course a lot more deadly. So now these blocks may not blend as well because I do have the programmer art resource pack. I'm actually going to take that off real fast. I just prefer the old textures to the new ones. But anyway, if I go back to current art, as you can see, they blended with the Netherrack texture a lot better. And that is kind of the whole idea around them. I'm pretty sure Soil blends with Soul Sand better in this resource pack. Well, the non-resource pack resource pack. So anyway, we have this new block right here. This is Crimson Nylium. So it's basically like Netherrack grass. It's basically Netherrack that has grass on it. And you can actually make this stuff grow yourself if you get yourself some bone meal. So if I get the bone meal here, you can actually right-click on here, and it will grow the Nylium so you can spread however you want. Now you do need to keep in mind that this will only work, set this up here, if the block that you're putting the bone meal on is right next to a Nylium block. If I right-click this one here, nothing happens. But then I right-click this, and it grows Nylium, and now I can grow this one. So that is how that works, so you can spread it easily. I really wish grass was like that, honestly. It makes terraforming a lot easier. But anyway, that is the grass that we have here. Then, just like in the overworld, oh, hello, we have trees that spawn here. This is the Crimson Stem. It's one of 2 new types of wood that we have is Crimson Wood. So, you can pretty much make anything out of all the wood stuff. You can make anything that is a normal wood variant except for boats, including, of course, the door, the trap door, we got the fence, and we've got the sign. Let's go ahead and place some of these down. So this is the Crimson Door, the design of it. Here's the trap door, Crimson Fence, and then the Crimson Sign. So even though it says Crimson, it's purple once you've crafted it into the logs, which is a bit too bad. I guess they wanted to have it distinct from everything else in the Nether, which is so red. So I guess it's good. It's just kind of disappointing that they call it Crimson and yet it's purple. But anyway, that's what we have here are these, and these trees are made out of these, actually. These are Crimson Fungi. They're basically saplings for these trees. And just like with, I mentioned that you can grow all of this stuff right here by right-clicking. You can, the Nylium, forgetting the name, you can, well, there we go. Took only 1 bone meal. This one takes a little bit more, but you can grow them just like you were growing a sapling into a tree. And they can have all kinds of crazy, funky generation. Whoa, oh, as you can see, they can be super tall, they can be super short, they can have a bunch of, because these are nether wart blocks. This is stuff we already had. They can have nether wart blocks on them, they can have a lot, a little, but then they also have a couple new blocks that generate on them besides just, you know, the wood and then the nether wart blocks we already had. One of them is these Weeping Vines, a brand new vine type in Minecraft. Now what happens with these vines is that they actually, instead of growing on the side of blocks like the vines in the overworld, they grow underneath. And see, I can place more of it like so. Can I place this? Nope. That technically grows into there. So these are the vines right here. They grow naturally, just reaching down. I don't think you can use bone meal on them. Let me actually just confirm real fast. Yeah, you cannot use bone meal on these, just like normal vines. They have to grow naturally. But they can grow on the underside of these trees, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like you can climb them. It doesn't, like, slow your fall or anything. Hopefully they can add that as a feature, because it's a vine, so it should be able to have support a player's weight, just like regular vines do. Another type of block that we have with these trees is the shroom light. Now, this is basically a type of glowstone that grows in these trees. But something that's really nice about it, if I grab myself a pickaxe here and I go into survival, is actually, if you know, if I give myself some glowstone here and I place the glowstone down, we all know that if you break glowstone, it's just going to give you glowstone dust, and you, like I got only 2 there, you don't necessarily get enough to make the glowstone block back. Shroom lights, on the other hand, if you break it, you can get the entire block back. So it's actually a more efficient source of block lighting than glowstone. Of course, glowstone has its other purposes, and it's absolutely everywhere. But this is the shroom light. It's basically new glowstone, and it spawns in these trees. And you've got, of course, like just other look variants around here. We've got these. What are these? I said. Gosh, I wish what used to be just game mode 1. I really don't like that they got rid of that. We have these crimson roots. They're basically just red grass that grows in this particular biome. And I believe that there was another one that I'm not seeing. No, that is for the other biome, which is pretty similar but has its own differences, including these guys right here. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to head back to the base. Now, this new biome is pretty similar to the Crimson Forest, but like I said, red and blue is the color scheme, so this here is the Warped Forest, and we can actually see there's a hint of a Warped Forest here, but because we're enclosed, I am going to teleport. Is that a 55, right? Okay, good, I couldn't see it. So we're going to teleport to this, a larger version of this new forest. Of course, I don't know how to do these commands anymore. There we go. So this is the Warped Forest. As you can see, it's very similar to the Crimson Forest. It's just got, say, like even the particles, but it is now blue. So see, we can find these fungi in both of them, but only the type that's associated with that particular biome will grow into full trees when you find it generated. And these, honestly, look really cool. So this is warped. Most of the blocks are the same. See, we have warped roots here as opposed to crimson roots. This was the new one. It's called Nether Sprouts. I don't know if this grows into anything or... Nope, these are just for the bit of ground detail. These don't grow either. But these right here, these are the warped fungi. They act the same way as the crimson fungi, where you can bone meal them into the giant warped fungi. It's kind of like a tree. Technically not a tree. But as opposed to the other one, where we just used the nether wart block that we already had, this one has a new variant of the nether wart block, and that is the warped wart block. Now, unfortunately, just like the nether wart block, you can't actually craft this into items. I wonder if there'll be blue nether wart at some point in the future. That'll be interesting to see if they actually do that. But for now, they're just for like leaf decoration. They've also got the shroom lights. They got the warped stem, which, like I said, has all wood variants. So let's go ahead and grab all of these right here. So you can place down, you can even see you can strip the logs, the stems, just like the logs. Here is the door. I really like the look of this door, including here's the trap door. Looks really cool. I'm going to put that on different blocks so we can see it better. There you go. That is the trap door. And then we have the sign. Now, I really like the look of like the door in particular. This reminds me actually a lot of the Upside Down. So it's almost like the Upside Down is in Minecraft now, and it's called the Warped Forest biome. So it's actually really cool because it's got the vines growing over it. Crimson has that too, but this kind of fits the Upside Down a bit more because it's still got the red hue, and yet it's got all the blue features, the vines crawling all over the door and everything. So this is really cool. I really wish there were boat variants of these wood here. Maybe, personal theory, what if the wood, when we get to make boats out of this wood, if we do, it's a lava boat. Now, I think that's unlikely because this wood, I'm pretty sure it burns just like everything else. It's flint and steel. Come on, let's burn down the forest. Let's commit mass arson. Let's go ahead and do. Oh, yeah, actually. There we go. I can light this stuff on... not on the side for some reason. Huh, maybe this doesn't burn. Oh, we'll stand here a bit and wait, but I think that there needs to be lava boats at some point because they want to be more hospitable. I have another idea of what that boat could be made of, and I'll talk about that in the very last segment. But I really think we need to have nether boats now that we have a more explorable nether. So anyway, this is the Warped Forest. Like I said, it's pretty much the Crimson Forest, but blue. But it's really nice because it breaks up the monotony of the constant red and browns that you usually have in the nether. So that is the Warped Forest, and now it's time to move on to... oh, so it doesn't burn. Oh, that's nice. So I guess it doesn't burn. Anyway, now it's time to move on to my favorite feature, honestly what I think is the biggest feature of this snapshot. For as long as anyone can remember, diamond has been the strongest armor and tool type in the game. Not anymore. There is a brand new ore, I'll talk about that as why I'm using air quotes in a second, but that is called Netherite. This is a brand new material, and look at this. Netherite sword, Netherite armor, Netherite tools. Let's go ahead and grab this stuff out of here and put it on. Look at the textures on these things. This helmet is really awesome. And the sword looks really cool. So this is now actually the best armor in the game. If I go into survival... wait, is it still in peaceful? No, it's in easy. Surprised there haven't been more gas spawning. I will not look at gift horse in the mouth. But anyway, this is the armor. As you can see on the armor bar down below, it is basically full armor bar, just like diamond. But it actually is slightly better than diamond, especially when you hover over it. It has better armor toughness, so it's more durable. But then, as you can see, +1 knockback resistance. This armor actually gives you knockback resistance without any kind of enchantment or tag or anything like that. It's just you craft it, it gives you knockback resistance. This is really awesome. So it's also really useful because, you know, one of the most dangerous things about building in the nether is like you're building a bridge across something, across a lava lake, then you hear a ghast, they fire a fireball, they knock you off your bridge into lava, you're dead. It's really annoying, but here, if you have knockback resistance, and as long as you're not building out of something gas can destroy, I think you'd be able to just keep building. Maybe it'll set you on fire, but hopefully you have fire resistance on at that point anyway, and you can keep going. So this armor is really useful for traveling the nether, especially because of a really cool property it has, which I'm going to cover before I talk about how to make this. So let's actually head down here. Soul sand. Soul sand. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh gosh. Yep, that hurt. But anyway, if I come down here to the lava, let's get on the soil instead of the sand. You know what's one of the most devastating things that can happen? Accidentally hit Q instead of W. The pickaxe is gone, you know. Or is it? There it is. Because netherite items do not burn in lava. I can even take my helmet right here and I toss it in there. Just wait a few seconds. And there's the helmet. These items float in lava. They do not burn in lava, which is actually really cool. I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna grab this. There we go. Yep, knew that was gonna happen. Let's go ahead back into the nether so we can keep talking about the netherite, because this is so cool. So, as I said, better than diamond, knockback resistance, doesn't burn in lava, but how do you get this? It's actually kind of complicated. So what I'm going to do here is show you, this is called ancient debris. Now this is basically the ore of netherite. So as you can see back here, I have some coordinates that I put down. So if I TP to these coordinates right here, as you can see, this goes to level 14. Basically like diamonds in the overworld, you need to go to low levels of the nether in order to find this ancient, what's it called again? Ancient debris. Keep wanting to call it ruin, but it's not. It's debris. So you'll just find it at lower levels of the nether, but of course you have to mine at lower levels of the nether, which as you can see is really dangerous. Because lava flows super fast. So you got to be careful, because this one is right next to a massive lava pocket. So and that happens. So it is really going to be dangerous to collect netherite. Let's place that there. But it is so worth it once you have it. But it's also really hard to get enough to actually do anything with. And I'll show you why once I get out of here, because just lava, I need to get back. Just thank you. Alrighty, so now that I have found my ancient debris, how the heck am I going to get netherite out of this? So what I need to do is actually go in here and grab coal, because this is basically like an ore, like if you mine up iron or gold ore. So you need to put it in a furnace or a blast furnace and smelt it. Now when you smelt it, you are not going to get netherite ingots right away. As you can see here, we get a new item called netherite scrap, which I have plenty of right here. It kind of looks like 2 half ingots stacked together, but this, you can't do anything with this yet. This is basically just what it is. It's netherite scrap. You can't actually make any armor or tools with it yet. What you need to do is get yourself some gold. In order to make a netherite ingot, which is actually what you need to make the tools and armor and everything, you need to go to a crafting table, place at least 4, no, it is 4. Place 4 netherite scrap and 4 gold, and then that will give you a netherite ingot. Here, let me show you. Just place by 4 right here. 4 and 4 gives you 1 netherite ingot. And remember, each ancient, not ruin, debris, gosh, I gotta get that right. Each ancient debris only gives you 1 netherite scrap. So you need to find 4 ancient debris and smelt each one to get 4 netherite scrap, and then you also need 4 gold to get 1 netherite ingot. So this armor and tools are these armor and tools are overpowered, but they're gonna make you work for it. So that gives you 1 netherite ingot, and this is a shapeless crafting recipe. You can put this in any configuration that you want, and it will make it. There's no particular shape to it as long as you have 4 and 4, and that will give you your netherite ingots. Now that you have the netherite ingots, you can finally make armor and tools. But it's not the same. Like, if I wanted a chestplate, I can't just do this. That is not how you make netherite gear. What you need to do is actually take an already crafted piece of diamond and put 1 netherite ingot next to it. So see, you're thinking, oh no, we're going to need 8 of these ingots just to make a chestplate? It's going to take forever to get the armor. And while it still will take forever, it's not as expensive when it comes to netherite ingots. It's very expensive when it comes to ancient debris, but you only need 1 ingot for each item, because what it's doing is basically just converting the diamond into netherite. So that if I do that, that gives me my netherite chestplate, which I already have on, so I don't need this. And this is the same way it works for everything else. I can put a diamond sword in here, and that gives me my netherite sword. Now, they're not going to make, even though this is overpowered, of course, like I said, you had to work for it, and then there is a downside to converting diamond tools. If I put my diamond pickaxe in here, and I put a netherite ingot in there, it will give me a netherite pickaxe, but the efficiency 5 I put on it is gone. This will not transfer over. Now, I wonder if maybe in the future they'll have it where you can convert it in an anvil, or if maybe the smithing table finally giving that some usability, and that it'll allow you to keep the enchantments at a cost of experience, more experience depending on how many enchantments and what level enchantments are on the pickaxe. But for now, you lose enchantments when you convert from diamond to netherite, so it is best to convert non-enchanted stuff if you already have it. So I can do this, it's already gone, but the good news is you are able to, well, if I had levels. Now that I've given myself some experience, you are able to enchant this stuff just like normal, including in an enchantment table. It's about the same enchantments you would get if you were enchanting diamond gear, but of course it is slightly better. It has way more durability, it is slightly faster when mining, it has a slightly better attack damage, and the armor is better with better protection, better durability, and knockback resistance, so it really is worth it. It really is worth it to convert diamond to netherite. Then you could also make blocks of netherite, but I'm actually going to head back into the overworld for this one because I have a fun thing to show you about netherite. So over here, as you can see, I have TNT. So before I do that, though, I'm going to show you. This is the block of netherite right here. It's pretty cool looking, actually, all things considered. So, you see how long it took to mine that, even though I have a netherite pickaxe with efficiency 5? This is a tough block. Now, the thing is, though, it's pretty much as tough as obsidian because it is TNT resistant. That's why I have TNT. As you can see, I was testing it over here, and we're just going to keep making a bigger crater. So let's go ahead down here. I'm going to place this TNT down right here. I'm going to completely surround a block of netherite with TNT. And then I need to make sure I have my escape plan set. This is going to be a big boom. And as you can see, the stone around it got absolutely destroyed, but the netherite block is still here. It is blast resistant like obsidian, but of course it's way more expensive than obsidian would be. But it is really cool if you wanted to build some kind of super tough structure or something and you actually had the time to get all this netherite. It's TNT resistant, so that's the good news, is that it's not like, oh, I worked so hard to get all this netherite. Boom, creeper or a ghast or something shows up. It will still be there. It's a really tough material. Basically, if this is basically like, you know, people have made mods for like obsidian armor and stuff. But the fact that how tough this stuff is, this is basically our obsidian armor. Just a lot harder to get, of course. So one thing I do want to talk about the netherite armor, this is a personal theory of mine. So we do have, you know, with this awesome OP nether armor set with cool weapons and tools. The end doesn't have anything like that. So I know they voted on the mountains, which is unfortunate. I voted swamp. Chest boats would be amazing. But we're going to get mountains in 1.17, so I don't think it's going to be there. And I know that people want a cave update desperately, and caves really do need an upgrade. But I feel like after this nether update, the end should get a bit of an upgrade as well, and have its own set of overpowered armor. Maybe like that's the color of either like purple or the tan of the end stone. That should be its own type of overpowered stuff. Maybe it negates damage from ender pearls when you wear it. I think the end needs its own set of overpowered armor and tools. So you've reached the end of the game. Let's reward you by being able to build something that's even more powerful, craft this amazing armor so that you're even stronger. So if you want to take on the ender dragon again or take on 5 withers, you're good to go. You beat the game by that point. So I think the end needs its own set of armor. I believe the end probably will get its own biomes as well, because it's pretty much one biome outside of the main island that's just the chorus fruit forest. So I'm hoping that they'll add some more stuff in the end in the future, like the Hardcore Ender expansion has. But another thing I wanted to talk about is just about the Nether update in general and what that means possibly for the future of Minecraft. So all these features are absolutely amazing. I love the fact that there's biomes in the Nether now, and we've got all of these new armor and tools, of course. I love this Netherite stuff. It's so cool. But there is something that I did want to bring up as a possibility for a future update. It may be, while, like I said, the cave update's still been in the works. They want to update the mountains, and I think the end needs an update now. We've seen all the stuff that they introduced in here. But I think it's honestly high time that Minecraft had a new dimension. Maybe it'll be like 1.20, so it's a really nice, pretty number or something. But Minecraft needs a new dimension, and I believe it should be a sky dimension. I mean, Notch was working on that back when he was still with the company. He even shared screenshots of it work in progress. And the big thing there is that he said that the sky update will not be implemented yet, being the key word, because the Nether was still too boring. Well, the Nether's definitely not boring anymore, so I think it's high time that we get a sky dimension. And something even better is Mojang actually hired the developer of the Aether mod to work as a developer on the game, on the main game. So I don't think it should be exactly like the Aether, because some of that stuff seems way too out of left field mystical for the current setup that Minecraft has. But I think there should be a version of the Aether ported into vanilla Minecraft. Now that we have a better Nether, maybe, like I said, cave update, end updates, with maybe the mountains will come in one of those, or it'll be his own update. But we really need a sky dimension now. I would really love to see that, which would mean a new boss, possibly new armor now that we know that they want to add armor to the dimensions. So now that the Nether update is here, be sure to drop a like on this video if you are excited for this and you're excited for what it means, possibly a new dimension and new features for the end as well. I'm really excited about this update. I cannot wait for the full release so I can start exploring this on my Let's Play world. In fact, tomorrow, the day after I upload this, there should be a Let's Play episode about the Nether, of course. Just I recorded it before this, so it's not even close to being about the cool things, because I don't upgrade my Let's Play until the full release. So hopefully this snapshot goes smoothly and we'll be able to get the full release so I can start messing around with it in my regular Let's Play world, because This is so much fun. I cannot wait to explore the new biomes in proper survival. So that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please drop a like and leave a comment down below if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye, guys!